Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Investing Like an Executive. My name is Andrew Barden, the CEO at the Kenyan Wallstreet. I am here today with Wayne, the MD of Del Monte, Kenya. Wayne, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much.
So, Del Monte, I know you guys for fruit juice and canned fruit, but in speaking with you before this interview, I've come to realize there's so much more that Del Monte does. So, as the MD for Del Monte, Kenya, can you please tell us what exactly Del Monte does?
Canned fruit and fruit juice is just the end product. So there's so many processes that go to making the end products. So if we look at what we're actually doing here, the main business is canned pineapple. So that's the bigger part of the business.
Okay.
But we also produce juices in cartons. We've diversified in the last couple of years to fresh as well, so fresh exports. And the fresh exports is not only pineapples, but we've also started growing some avocado trees to export avocados. We've put down some mango trees. So, eventually from a final product, diversification is our future strategy and not just pineapples. So if we look at, what exactly we do, we can't produce those end products without being experts in farming. So Del Monte, Kenya is a fully integrated business that starts from the land preparation, farming, growing the plants, experts in agricultural activities, experts in research and development, seed development. If we didn't have the strength in agriculture, we would never have been able to introduce the MD2 variety. Now, the MD2 variety is a special variety that has a much stronger color, much stronger taste, sweeter, more vitamin C. So really a fantastic variety, and you need certain expertise to be able to introduce that type of fruit. So apart from the farming activities, we also have our processing activities. In the production side, we have the canning facility. It's a very old facility. We've been around with the canning for the last 60 years. And within that canning facility, there are also other processes where we are experts especially on quality. The Del Monte brand, means a lot to our business, and making sure that we meet the quality within our production lines is extremely important to us. We also do, as mentioned before, the juices. So we have 2 lines within our facility that does 1 liter juices and 250 ml juices of various different flavors. And then back to the canning side, over the years we've had to adapt and innovate. And one of the introductions that we had on the canning side is making our own cans. So that is a huge process just on its own, a business within a business, making 5 different can sizes on equipment that's running at 500 cans per minute.
Wow.
So it's high speed lines. Then we also have the fresh packhouse operations. So the fruit or pineapples come to the packhouse, and within 24 hours they are packed. They are into a holding room and into reefer containers and exported. Mainly to the MENA region, Europe. Okay. So and to be able to export, you need to also specialize in logistics. So, we have a full logistics department on site. We have containers, empty containers coming to the site from Mombasa. We fill the containers here. It goes through customs checks here. we put it onto a truck or the train, and then it's off to Mombasa. So very much a very integrated business. So when you see the fruit juices and the canned product, there's really a lot.
That's 5%.
Really a lot going on behind that, yeah.
Interesting. Now, you've been the MD of Del Monte Kenya since May of last year, but you've been with the company for over 20 years now. What was the transition like moving into the managing director role? And what were some of the things that, you found interesting about the new position or found challenging moving into this new position?
Over the last years with Del Monte, moving from South Africa as a production director, also with making canned product for Del Monte, but in that climate it's more deciduous fruits. So moving from one country, South Africa, to Greece. In Greece, I was also the managing director for Del Monte Greece.
Okay.
Doing similar canned product, deciduous fruits, and then finally coming to Kenya. It's been an easy transition, but also there's been challenges. Each country has different set of rules, different politics, different cultures, different people, different languages. So I think one of the things that has made the transition quite easy into the current position as managing director is that, I've had a lot of experience, cross-cultural experience, different countries. And then, working in Del Monte for so long, you understand the operating systems.
The whole value chain.
The whole value chain, the culture of Del Monte itself. The way Del Monte cares about the socioeconomic conditions where they operate. So that has really helped as well. And then I've been in Kenya for the last, this is my 11th year. So when I came, I was in the position of production director. Okay. And then, I've had a lot of time to learn and adapt and understand how Kenya works, how the pineapple production works, how the farming works. So it was a big role to step up into, but I think, with all the exposure that I've got over the years, it was relatively easy to step up into the role.
Okay, interesting. And Del Monte here in Kenya employs a lot of people, and you touch a lot of lives with your work. So I'm curious, one, how many people does Del Monte Kenya employ? And what are you doing to ensure that employee wellness and welfare, are taken care of to the highest standard?
Yeah. Del Monte employs, roughly 6,500 people on average. Sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes it's less because of the farming activities. So, average about 6,500 employees. But then those employees, in turn have dependents. So if you start looking at the employees and the support that they offer to the rest of the family, we can start looking at another 28,000 people that Del Monte touches the lives, too. So at the end of the day, it's like about 35,000 people. Okay. And then, those people in turn live in the towns around us, the villages, and they also spend their money inside the villages, and that generates even more business and touches more livelihoods. And at the end of the day, it goes into the hundreds of thousands of people that just Del Monte operating in this area can actually touch the lives of. And and it's a huge responsibility. So we need to take very much care of the surrounding communities, other stakeholders, and employee wellness is very important to us. We have villages where we have housing for our employees. Not everybody, but a big majority of employees live inside Del Monte villages. That in turn is supported by schools. So we have Del Monte schools that we support, from kindergarten, secondary schools, primary schools. We also have various social halls within the plantation and surrounds. And we have clinics, medical clinics, that also support, the communities. And, the schools are open to Del Monte employees, plus, the external communities that want to go to our schools. So, we try and do as much as we can on employee well-being. There's also the issue of transport. We have many buses that transport our employees from their homes or pickup points to the place of work. So many activities that we do for employee well-being.
Okay, interesting. And